It's just a switch. It just fucking goes off at a certain point. And nobody warns you about this. And what can you do with this information? Well, if you're my age or whatever, you probably figured it out already. You probably figured out that all the stuff that, and here's the shit thing, guys, all the stuff that you focused on being good at when you were a kid, and if I can just be good at this one thing, if I can just do this, if I can just get my hair like this one guy on TV that all the girls like, everything will be okay. If I can wear the clothes that, you know, Abercrombie and Fitch, like everybody's wearing that, and that makes you sexy, it goes out of the window in like a year. And you go, oh, shit, wait, what? Who changed the game? Why has the rules changed? So what do I have to do now? I have to go and become successful and make something of myself and be a respected man in society. Hello boys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the high school to adult switch that nobody fucking warns you about. You don't get taught it at school, obviously, you just get taught dog shit at school, and you get to this stage, okay? Now, people who are older, who are around about my age or older, about 28 beyond, but to be honest, probably about 25 and beyond, you've probably figured that shit out already. You know, it happens at a certain age, but it takes you like another 5 or 6 years to figure out what the fuck just happened. Okay, so this switch happens at around about 18, 19 years old, and at 21 it's cemented into our male-female dynamic culture, okay? Now, what happens is you go through your whole life, okay? And if you're the best at sports, everybody loves you. If you're the big jock, you know, the big quarterback, everybody loves you. You get all the dates, you get all the girls, you get everything you want. If you're the popular kid, great, your life is perfect. That's all you could dream about. Being the good-looking, muscular, tall, popular kid. There we go. Jackpot. You know, with great hair. All of that shit is cemented into our brains as men. So what do? Well, naturally, we manufacture our lives, okay? We start manufacturing ourselves to match that type, okay? That's what women are asking for. That's what other men are praising that are our age, that are at our school, you know, so that's what we appreciate. That's what we respect. That's what means the most to us. If the people around us, the people that we want to be acknowledged by, if they are respecting certain traits and habits and they're putting those habits up on a pedestal, then we're going to follow suit, okay? We're going to try and say certain words and try and act cool and have our hair a certain way. You know, there was that era where everyone was straightening their hair and then spiking it there, leaving it flat at the front. Absolutely outrageous, man. I don't know if you can tell I shaved all my hair off. It might have grown back already, but I took the razor blade around here. I feel so much better. I actually think, any guys going bald, if you buzz it all over, you're going to have hair here and none here. Razor blade the lot. My dad always taught me it makes you look younger. I think it actually does. But we go through this stage where, you know, we're focused on being the popular kid. We're focused on, I want to get in the football team. If I'm in the football or rugby team, I'm going to be the popular kid. I'm going to get laid. Okay? I want a car with a loud exhaust. If I have the car with the loud exhaust, girls are going to look at me. Like, it's all this, it's weird stuff. Like, if I wear this brand name and I listen to this type of music, I'm going to get laid. And we waste probably 5, 10, 15 years as men just focusing on the wrong shit. Who's the strongest? Who's the best at sports? Who's the high school hero? You know, that sort of shit. And other things don't really matter, okay? Then suddenly, out of nowhere, without warning, okay? So the high school jock, the Chad, as people always say, he's getting laid, getting his dick sucked every single night. Every guy wants to be him. Every woman wants to be with him. You wake up Wednesday morning and suddenly it's all changed. Girls are like, well, I want a real man. Wait, what? When did this happen? You know, and you suddenly see guys that weren't getting women before now getting women. And who are they? They're the kids with rich parents. It just switches. You know, it's the mature, intelligent kid who's actually trying to do something, who already has a car and a job, you know, who's slightly moved forward. And that dynamic begins to flick. And then you get to around about 21, and it's pretty much cemented in every woman's brain that the good-looking, popular kid was fun, but he's not going anywhere. which is great. You know, that's fucking great news for all of us as men. It's like, how many of us are the best looking, tallest, most muscular guy in the world who's great at sports about to get a scholarship? Okay? Now, scholarship's different because if you're going to be in the NFL or something, then that's a success. Girls are probably going to like you. But the guy who was just the popular kid, okay? When that switch begins to turn and it gets to about 21, you can see it plain as day, but it still means that guys are still trying to figure out how to deal with it, okay? I've got friends that have only just kind of made that switch from all around the world, to be honest, who didn't realize that this switch was coming. They didn't realize that they had to stop being the guy with the skinny guy with the six-pack abs and the nice hair. It's great. You know, it's great for a Saturday night when we were 18. That's great for going to school and sleeping with the hottest girls or getting respect from all the guys and being the man, you know? But like I said, at 21, it's kind of cemented. And women just, they start going, okay, I know what I want now. And they start figuring out that it's not that popular guy. And it begins to switch. And every year that you get closer to 30, the more that changes. Okay, that's why you see people like Serena Williams with that just not great looking, not in great shape, not physically attractive Reddit guy. I think it's the guy who owned Reddit, right? And sold it, I think. You see situations like that where it's like, wow, what they don't. I wouldn't pair those two together, but they do. It's situations like Ariana Grande being with like Mac Miller. Wasn't a good looking guy, rest in peace, wasn't a good looking guy, but a nice guy, very humble, super talented, massively successful. It's just a switch. It just fucking goes off at a certain point, and nobody warns you about this. And what can you do with this information? Well, if you're my age or whatever, you probably figured it out already. You probably figured out that all the stuff that, and here's the shit thing, guys, all the stuff that you focused on being good at when you were a kid, and if I can just be good at this one thing, if I can just do this, if I can just get my hair like this one guy on TV that all the girls like, everything will be okay. If I can wear the clothes that, Abercrombie and Fitch, like everybody's wearing that, and that makes you sexy, it goes out of the window in like a year. And you go, oh, shit, wait, what? Who changed the game? Why has the rules changed? So what do I have to do now? I have to go and become successful and make something of myself and be a respected man in society. Yeah, but I haven't been focused on this. Like, where, like teacher, I was revising for this. You've just given me a surprise test. I wasn't ready for this. What's this shit? I'm ready for this. Oh, it's all changed. What? Why? And that's what happens. And guys get caught off guard. And basically what I'm saying is any guys that are under 25, in between 21 and 25, you should be figuring this out by now. But if you haven't, just figure it out now. Like this second, just try and become successful, make something of your life, go. Stop worrying about looks and all this other shit, just go. Now, external attraction is important, but once you're successful, external attraction is like that. It's effortless. You can hire a personal trainer, a dietitian, a nanny for your kids so that you can sleep an extra 2 hours. Do you see where I'm coming from? You can buy the nicest clothes. And if you want a beard transplant, do you know what I mean? It can get down to the finer details once you've got money. So that's the box to tick. But guys that are under 21 right now, I know I've got a decent pool of guys under 21 who are watching this, who are maybe in high school or secondary school or whatever it might be, maybe even at uni, who are going, oh, I need to have my hair exactly like this guy. I need to have abs exactly like this guy from TikTok. I need to talk and be like, what's that guy's name? I keep hearing his name. Bryce Hall from TikTok. He's like the new fucking, I don't want to talk down on people, but he's like the new guy in your guys' era that we would follow. It was like Jersey Shore and Geordie Shore. We're all trying to be like those guys. You're trying to be like these TikTok kids that, like the Logan Paul and Jake Paul type of guys. Logan seems all right, but Jake Paul types, you're trying to all be like them. There will be a switch that goes off at some point where all these girls that you're trying to impress and all these guys that are around you go, yeah, I don't know, it's a bit immature. I'm not really into that anymore. All your friends are like, oh, I've gone to get a real good job at Morgan Stanley. Oh, okay. What happened to drinking beers in my garden every night and doing backflips? Yeah, backflips on TikTok. And we're getting millions of views. And one of your mates is like, I don't know, it was going nowhere, you know, I've grown up a bit, I'm not doing that anymore. That switch happens overnight. And then all the girls go, yeah, I'm interested in him. He's, you know, he's working for Morgan Stanley, he's mature, he has a plan, he's going somewhere in life. And what happens is you get left behind. And I've seen this happen a million times where so many guys are focused on being the best looking guy in the room with abs and nice hair. And then 5 years later, the hottest girl in the area leaves him for the bold, dad bod guy who's mature and has a 6-figure salary and his own assets, you know, nice house and nice car. And everyone's like, what the fuck's you doing with him? He's punching above his weight. What the fuck happened? And it's the guys that are saying that haven't figured the game out yet. That switch that happens. It enters girls' minds at about 18. 21 is cemented. They start going, okay, I know what I'm going to want for the future. By about 25, I'd say it's dominant for the men. It's become dominant for the men that maybe aren't the best looking with abs, you know, stuff like that. And then at 30, it's just concrete. It's just there. It just is what it is, okay? All that other shit doesn't mean anything. You know, you can't go up to a girl and be like, hey, Rolex. She's going to be like, my boyfriend wears a Casio, but he's a really good bloke, so I just don't care. That is going to happen at some point, but nobody warns you as a man. And one thing I always hated, when I was young, I remember I was in year 5, year 4. I think I was in year 4. And in the UK, at year 6, you go on to secondary school. You finish year 6, go on to secondary school into year 7. Well, I was in year 4 and I saw kids 2 years older than me leaving to go to secondary school. And I remember just feeling shit for 2 weeks because I was left behind. Now, there was no way I could have gone, okay? I was 2 years too young to leave unless I was super smart. But I was like, I feel like I'm being left behind. I should be moving on with them now. I felt shit. I was left behind. I felt more mature than my own age. That is what you don't want to happen, okay? You don't want to be stuck in a little zone where you're still focused on partying on a Saturday night, Friday and Saturday night, wearing backwards baseball caps, getting slits in your hair, you know, 2 slits in your eyebrows, and being like, yeah, dude, you know, I don't give a fuck about anything, man. We're just living life on the edge, you know, one of those type of guys. And then other people are going, oh no, I really care about what I'm going to do with my life. I've matured this year. I'm more focused. I've gone and got a really good job. I've got a good woman in my life. I'm focused on this, this, and this. And you sit there and go, oh, what's the matter with you? Fuck you. And then you realize, okay, I wasn't TikTok famous. I wasn't YouTube famous. I was just playing a character like a Bryce Hall because I thought that was cool and that's what the girls wanted and other guys respected. But now, you know, it's all fucking over. Like in the UK, everybody did this with like lad culture and Geordie Shore and stuff like that. And everybody wanted to be Gaz and everybody wanted to be Jay and all the girls wanted to be Vicky and go out and get drunk. And then Made in Chelsea came in. Everybody was copying this kind of lifestyle, the hairstyles, the tans, the abs, you know, the t-shirts with the prints on and stuff like that. And then the times just went bang and flicked by. And as those characters on TV got older and they reached like 27, 28, they stopped doing that shit. They moved on with their lives. They started doing bigger grown man and grown woman shit, like adult businesses, not just getting drunk every night. And there was like a whole generation, like 18 to 28 of people who just got drunk every single night. And I was involved in this shit when I was like 18, 19, 20. And then luckily I had my first relationship and I just stopped it. Okay, and I didn't really go back to it. I moved to Toronto, started businesses and stuff like that, and then London, etc. And I stayed away from it. I think I've had like 10 nights out in about 6 years, which I'm very, very fucking proud of. And I'm not bothered either. I'm not missing out. I'm not sacrificing. I don't care. But there's so many people I know that just got stuck in that kind of lifestyle, and other people have passed them by, and they feel like shit because nobody warned them that this was coming. You know, you can have the foresight, but also if somebody warns you like I am now and says, basically guys, when you're 16 and you're not the popular person, or even to be honest, if you're like 23 and you're not what a 23-year-old should be, focus on what's going to happen at 35. You know, it's the progression bias, like I've told you guys before. The progression bias means you believe that in what you want right now is what you'll want in the future. So there's so many people at 18, okay, that think when they're 30, they're going to want the same shit. Stuff's not going to change. And they get to 30 and they go, fuck, I missed out. Now I'm 12 years behind where I should be. I fucked up. The people that are like 16 that aren't popular right now, is sat at school being like, oh damn, I wish I was the popular good looking kid with a six pack, but I'm not. Fuck all that. Do like a 10, 15 year plan, probably 15-year plan to be honest, because you'll only be 31-year-old man, which is not, it's 5 years away from your prime yet. What I would do is I would sit there and I would just strategize. I'd say, okay, I'm going to study like fuck a couple of subjects. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to save all my money. I'm going to invest it into good ideas, into maybe some cryptos. They've got massive scalability right now. I think there's the profit margins are enormous. I think that's the best way to put your money. Stuff like Amazon is slow money. Okay, property, slow money. I like things that are quick, but it's up to you. You can just plan ahead, okay? You can start investing your money smart. You can start putting it into your own business. You can buy some stuff and sell it on for more profit. You can see like Pokemon cards, if you had bought them 10 years before, now you'd be selling them for a massive profit. There's so many ideas out there, okay? And start strategizing for the future, because trying to compete with people at 16 to be like, by 18, I'm going to be the guy who's good looking with abs. I'm going to get laid and get all the girls. Yeah, well, by 21, 22, that shit will start to fade. And by 30, you'll go, fuck, I focused on the wrong thing. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to run in one direction for like 10 fucking miles and turn around and go, fuck, it's the wrong way. And then have to run back the other way 20 miles to compensate for what you've done. Because that's what so many people do. Right, I'm going to focus on being the top shagger. I'm going to have the most sex out of every guy ever. Go. They get to 30 and they go, oh no, for 12 years I've just wasted my life. Now I have to put in another 10 years to get back to normal, another 10 years to get back to where I want it to be, or to where I want it to be where my goals are. There's a switch. It just changes. You just get to a certain age. It's the same being like 25. You know, you might be 25 and be like, we're in our prime, we're cool, you know, we're doing what we want to do. I've just got my first job. Let's go out and get drunk. I've finally got money for the first time. Got my new car. Look at me. You'll get to 35 and go, fuck, I wish I saved more of that money. Like, there's just switches throughout your life. But there's one predominant one, which is successful people. Like, successful people sit at the top of society. I don't care what anybody says, whether it's from a 9-to-5 job, celebrity, entrepreneur. They all have the same thing in common. They're all massively successful. They all have money. They have power. They have assets, etc. That is top dog. Okay, that will always keep you at the top. Now, if you have all that and you're in shape, you know, you're going to be up there. It's just, and you're a good person, you're going to be even fucking higher, right? There's going to be multiple traits. But that's the hardest thing to do. Is just stop at some point, hopefully in your 20s, and just go, okay, the game's changed. I know what the future's going to hold. Like, I'm 28 now, and to some of you that might sound old. 28 is as young as fuck for anybody, even women, but it's young as fuck for a man, like stupidly young. It's like basically you haven't even been born yet, okay? I'm looking at my next few plans, okay? Supplements. Male Lifestyle Supplement is now out, ready for pre-order. Great, making a decent number of sales. The book that I'm writing will be out soon. Great, okay. These are all kind of short-term for me. The clothing company, you know, I might put that on hold until next winter because I don't really like summer fashion. Who knows? I'll have a look. I like all that. Okay, great. Again, it's short/medium term. My vision is on this streaming platform. I know that streaming platforms have about 10 years left before the next thing comes along. I don't know what it will be. Maybe it will be a social-based thing. Maybe social media will go obsolete and something will replace it. But I know that I've got about a 10-year window, okay, to really, really fucking enjoy the streaming platform circle. It might even be more, but it's minimum 10. I know if I focus like fuck for the next 3 years and worry about nothing else, I'm going to be 31 years old with a streaming platform, other successful businesses behind it, obviously with the supplements, you know, the book, the business in general, etc., everything that comes with it, a large audience. I can send maybe, let's say, 200,000-300,000 people in 3 years' time on YouTube alone over to the streaming platform. Maybe 30,000 sign up. It's 90 grand a month. Okay, so you're 31 years old. I'll probably be making over 100,000 per month at that time with all the businesses involved. That's my plan. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, listen to this. Step one of my plan is 3 years' time. That's the first step where I'll stop and go, nice, okay, that's step one. Streaming platform's built. Then it scales up again. By the end of that 10-year run, could be like 100 million in your bank account, okay? And that's what you need to do. You need to stop and go, I'm 28. What will 38-year-old me want to do? Or 37-year-old me want to do? You know, I've told you guys before, 35 to 37 is a great age to find a woman, you know, top woman that you're going to be with. Maybe start turning your life slightly and focusing more on family and kids, etc., so that when you hit 40, you can execute on those plans. You know, that wouldn't be a bad position to be in, to have that option. If people are living longer, I might even take longer. If I look really young and I'm enjoying my life, I'll just carry on as normal, okay? But to have like an 8, 9, 10-year plan, you know, a longer term plan, and understand the progression bias and be like, right now I want these things. What's the future going to hold? What am I going to be thinking when I'm older? And just start training your brain to do that. And like I said, it all stems from that high school to adult switch. And the quicker you can do that and then do it again, you know, because you go, okay, everybody wants the good looking guy who's skinny with abs and good hair. Okay, flick that switch. No, women will want successful guys. Okay, and other guys will respect successful guys. Oh, okay, I'm going to focus on that 5 years before anybody else does. Nice. Then when you're moving along that channel, you go, okay, women and other guys are going to respect me in a Ferrari. Yeah, Ferrari stuff. I'm going to get a Ferrari at 25. Well, no, if you stop yourself again and you go, no, I'm going to need this money because I'm going to live a lot fucking longer. Now, you could, you know, get hit by a car. You could walk outside today. Very unlikely. It's very likely that if the average age is like 70, 75, you're going to get to it. And by the time we get there, I think we're going to live to like 100 plus on average. So getting that Ferrari, if you've made that jump, that progression bias jump, and for 10 years from 15 to 25, you built a business, became a millionaire, don't buy the Ferrari at 25. Already be thinking, okay, there's going to be a second switch, isn't there? Where it's the prolonged wealth, that family security, being able to look after your kids and whoever you're with at the time and the people around you and build an empire and not just be like, look at me in my flashy car, you know, actually have a sustainable business and a sustainable life. That's going to be the next one. Now, here's the dangerous part. If you're 15, you're already thinking, I want to build a sustainable empire. It's game over. It's game over. And I started thinking like that about 19, maybe 20. I was lucky. Okay. And now I'm 8 years into that journey. And I'm right on course to finish off with that streaming platform and then go to the next stage. Because that's just stage one. It was like an 8-10 year plan for stage one. Okay? That's what you got to do, guys. Be ready for those switches. Because you'll focus so much on one thing and run 10 miles that way. And then you'll understand you got to run 20 miles that way.